What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Columbus United FC Soccer Talk. As we get closer to the start of the regular season, they're in a new league this year, the USL League 2. We'll talk a little bit about the 2024 season, the home opener. I know that soccer fans in the Fountain City are getting excited. I got two special guests on, and one of the owners, Michael Hitchcock, also known as Hitch, and also back once again, the general manager of Columbus United FC, Eleni Hitchcock. Let's go ahead and bring him on the show. We got Hitch, and we got the general manager, Eleni. Welcome to Columbus United FC Soccer Talk.
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing great. Hitch, can you hear us?
I can. Thank you for having us on. Look forward to talking shop.
All right. Well, May 17th, we've got a date. Tennessee SC, which made the playoffs last year in USL League 2. The home opener, we have a schedule. Columbus United FC is now in a new league. Let's talk about 2024, because obviously the success in the NPSL, being the Gulf Coast Sunshine Conference champions, winning the South region, and being one of the four teams remaining in the entire country. What was the plan to move from one league to another, and just talk about the logistics of going from the NPSL to USL League 2?
Yeah, well, I'll provide a little play-by-play, and Eleni can share the color, as they say in the broadcasting biz. So we loved our experience in the NPSL. Great league. Obviously had a really successful inaugural season on and off the field. Had over 2,000 fans at that first match, our historic home opener at Kinnett Stadium, where we beat the defending champions, Naples United. A really special night. Houston Medical Center was the sponsor, and it was just incredible to see the community come out and support the team. And then, typical inaugural season, you win some, you lose some, you tie some. And, we had to deal with a lot of travel. We were playing in New Orleans and South Florida, and, it was a great experience for the team, a wonderful year, once again, on and off the field. And for us, making the move to USL 2 really came down to travel logistics. And, USL League 2 has more teams in our immediate area. And so we'll be playing teams that we think we'll be able to create some great local rivalries with in Dothan, Alabama, Birmingham, Montgomery, Atlanta. And anytime, Columbus can beat big old Atlanta, that's a good thing. So we're laser focused on those matches. Tennessee and Asheville, North Carolina. So for us, USL is doing great things to grow the game, as NPSL is. Really it's seen as the same, that fourth division, if you will, in the U.S. Soccer Pro-Am pyramid. But for us, it was just a strategic decision to move to a new league, and looking forward to new rivals and being able to play teams that people in Columbus are familiar to playing through youth soccer and high school sports.
Yeah, we're really excited to be able to play against teams just in our immediate area. And like Hitch was saying, let's beat all the teams in Atlanta. Let's go out to Alabama, start playing against those teams, beat those. And we're close enough to where all of our fans can now go to the games. And there is going to be some really cool and strategic rivalries just on the talent and then the distance between the teams.
Well, I do want to talk about USL League 2 as a whole. It was founded in 1995. It's organized by the United Soccer League. It's in the second tier. I know with the United States Soccer Federation, you got MLS, you got USL 1. You got a team. The league has 144 teams, and it's split into 19 regional divisions. You'll be playing in the South Central Division, which you talked about some of those teams from Atlanta. We got a team in Athens, Dothan, Montgomery, Tennessee. Just talk about just building up this upcoming season, playing in the USL 2, and you talk about just getting the team. Is it going to be pretty much the same team as last year, or because you're going into a new league, you've got new players?
Yeah, so I can touch
So
on our.
it's going to be both. There's.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead, Eleni.
I was going to say it's with our returning team, there's going to be a good handful of players that are returners. A lot of our well-known guys, we're going to start announcing them next week, so that's really exciting. But we're also going to be bringing in some new faces. We're going to have more local players involved, and so the team is going to look a little different. But there are going to be some names that we know and love and recognize from last year, and then there's going to be some new names of guys that are local that we all know and love. So that's going to be really exciting once we get those names out there next week.
Right, Hitch?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Anytime you join a new league, there certainly is going to be new players that are familiar with that league, having potentially played for some other teams that may now be rivals or throughout the country. As you mentioned, there's close to 150 teams all over the country that are, doing great things to grow the game in their community. And so there's an incredible talent pool in the NPSL and in the USL. I think what's really interesting for us is USL recently announced promotion relegation. And that is a concept that the game is built on internationally, where, if anyone has seen Welcome to Wrexham, you've seen that, the Hollywood celebrities invested in a fifth division team in England, and even though they're in Wales, but in the UK, and they're getting promoted, year over year, and their dream is to make the Premier League. And so United Soccer Leagues has announced promotion relegation, which I think is interesting because a lot of players will want to be in that ecosystem of potentially realizing their potential, whether it's because, Columbus United could potentially move up in the future, or they will get identified and can move up within the USL pyramid.
All right, Eleni, this question is for you because talk about being the general manager. This is your first year at Columbus United FC, bringing back a familiar face, Coach Brett Teach, who also is a coach at Mount St. Mary's, which is an NCAA Division I program, and he's got a lot of experience. And I know he's got some ties with you, Hitch, and JD. I know that he's just been a great coach, and just talk about him and how excited is the fan base and everybody in the front office that Coach Teach is returning for the second season.
Yeah, we're so excited that Teach is coming back this year. I mean, on a personal level, I know him through. He was my brother's college coach, and so being able to see that and hearing good stories about how he's not just a coach on the field, but he's a coach off the field. He wants to develop these players as men, as players. So we're super excited on that side of things. And then having him in the community, like he cares so much about this team, this community, and having him come back, it's going to be really, really great. And as you said, he's a very talented coach, and so we are very lucky to have him.
Hitch, I want to talk about the growth of soccer in Columbus because you and JD, who played soccer early on here in Columbus, saw a vision to bring outdoor soccer here to Columbus. Just talk about that relationship that you had with JD. How long have you guys played together? How long have you guys known each other? And really, what were the steps and goals to bring soccer here to Columbus?
Yeah, JD and I grew up playing together on a club team called Columbus United, and played against each other in high school. So I'm an Army brat, so grew up and lived in Fort Benning, and JD was born and raised in Columbus and went to Columbus High School. I ended up going to Brookstone High School for my education and to play soccer in high school. So we were one of the first teams, if not the first team, in Columbus history to win a state championship, and beat those big bad dudes up in Atlanta that were always winning up until that point. And I think we're really sort of the start of that soccer bubble in Columbus that has just continued to grow ever since. And so, bringing the men's team here was really a chance for us to give back to a community that means so much to us. JD continues to live in Columbus, and so it's his home. For me, as an Army brat, I grew up all over, but was born in Fort Benning and graduated high school in Fort Benning. So the formative years, Fort Benning and Columbus was home for me. And so I'm a soccer entrepreneur. I invested in 20 teams all over the world and believe in the growth of the game. And we try to identify communities that are really meaningful to us. And Columbus is one of those. And so we're very bullish on the future of the game. I think anyone who is following the sport in this country knows that the World Club Cup is coming this summer. And Atlanta will have some matches. The World Cup is coming in 2026. And then the Women's World Cup is going to come in 2031 to the United States, based on what everyone there is no crystal ball, but based on what the plans are and what we're hearing. And so, not only is the men's game growing, but the women's game is also growing in this country. We have the rights to a women's team. So that's something we want to explore in the future, and have the men's and the women's team playing for Columbus United. So we love the game. We love our community, and excited to invest in growing the game.
Eleni, the schedule release came out about a month ago. We know when the home opener is going to be. May the 17th, taking on Tennessee SC. There's not a location yet. I know I was talking to Hitch offline. We won't announce that till a later date, but just talk about that anticipation as far as these soccer fans purchasing tickets, and how are the season ticket sales going, and the build-up leading up to that home opener. What has that been like so far, you as the general manager in your first season?
Yeah, I mean, the fan engagement, especially, we're in that last month leading up to kickoff, has been super, super exciting and great. And season ticket numbers are going up. We're getting a lot of engagement. And that home opener is just going to feel really, really good. And so the home opener will be sponsored by Synovus. It's going to be all about youth investment in sports and education. So we're super, super excited for that. And just continuing to get people excited. We're going to try to host a couple events leading between now and the kickoff. And so we're hoping to get more fans involved and excited. And we see it on, the partner side, to the fans, to the players, that it's now that we're all ready to go.
Yes, and I do want to make an announcement here that Georgia Alabama Sports Live will be the official broadcast partner for all Columbus United FC home games. So I'll be on the call May the 17th against Tennessee SC. I cannot wait. I called several games last year. Hitch, you talk about the success of last year, some of the names that stood out, including Jonathan Canagua, Javier Zato, I think that was the leading goal scorer. I mean, there was a lot of players that really stood out last year. I know that some of them had to leave because they had family obligations, but just talk about that group of players, including Rida Ikarin, who also is an assistant at Columbus State, and he also, I remember him when he played for the Columbus Rapids. Braden Wood, also a member of the Columbus Rapids. He was a legend at Pacelli. You talk about the team from last year and trying to get some new faces, but we'll see some familiar names, right? I mean, what is the roster shaping up to look like?
Yeah, I think we've got to give full credit to Coach Teach for being able to bring a team like that together year one. Year one's always the hardest on and off the field, and so for to make the national Final Four in your first year, especially on that playoff run where they played 6 matches on the road in 3 weeks, and traveling to Midland, Odessa, Texas, and then New Jersey and Hickory, North Carolina, and multiple stops in Florida on that sort of magical playoff run. That was not just great players, but great people. And so for pulling that roster together. Jonathan Canagua, one of the names you mentioned, we're proud is our first player to sign a higher level professional contract. So he is playing for the Richmond Kickers, which is the oldest professional soccer team in America, predates even Major League Soccer. So we're very proud of Jonathan, and he'll be the first of many that will be Columbus United alum playing higher level pro soccer in the U.S. or internationally. And so great core group coming back, as Eleni mentioned earlier, with Teach and the coaching staff coming back. We're bullish on the team we're going to have this year. And, last year we won a couple championships on our way to that NPSL National Final Four, and the expectations are to do the same this year in the USL too.
And I think that's really great, Hitch. Eleni, I do want to talk about that development of soccer players, because the ultimate goal is to get them to play at the next level, to get them to play at USL 1 and eventually Major League Soccer. I know that you talk about it's all about building your team to get them at the next level. You got to treat it like it's a minor league system. But just talk about what Coach Teach means to developing players, especially since he works with college-age kids and continuing to improve their skills, get more touches on the ball, to make sure that you have efficient passing, that your conditioning skills are top notch. Just talk about that development of players as we get ready for this upcoming season.
Yeah, and I would definitely say it's Coach Cheech and our assistant coach Bruce Wade. They are both very great on the technical side of things, of working with players from knowing what their strengths and weaknesses are, growing on those, working and developing throughout that with them. So those two, and Rick Iden has come in. He's been a great support for our boys as well as another coach. And so having the three of them working together to help the boys on the field with their technical training. And then we're huge about growing our boys off the field. So guys that, as a backup career, they may want to go into sports management. They may want to go into sales, things like that. We help them kind of learn how the business side of a sports team works. So if that is of interest for them, they can pursue that career path and help us and help them. And then we also, help these boys become men and Teach is great on this with, the culture he creates and the things that he has the guys do. And we send them, as we know, we send them out to community events all the time and trying to get them to now just become really good people, and they all already are really good people, and then just growing those skills on and off the field.
Well, I tell you what, we're talking about getting ready for this South Central Division. I cannot wait for these rivalries, including Birmingham Legion 2, which will be your first road game on May the 21st. Also taking on Dothan United SC, the second home game, May the 24th. We got several teams in Atlanta, including Apothos SC, and then you also have Athens United. I'm excited. I know that the fan base here in Columbus is excited. Before I let you guys go, just talk about, I'm going to start with you, Hitch. What can the fans here in Columbus do to try to support Columbus United FC? How are they able to get tickets? What are some ways they could purchase merchandise? We'll start with that, and Eleni, we'll talk about just leading up to game time.
Yeah, so this is the community's team, and so we always, in all the markets that we invest in, we want everyone to understand that. So, the name of the team was selected by the community, and so it wasn't the owner sitting around the table deciding we're going to name this team Columbus United. It was the community who voted for the name and the logo, and so we'll continue to. That community engagement is just going to continue throughout the second season. Game days, I think we're going to see an elevated fan experience. So we're going to be excited to share those details once we announce our stadium. But I think it's going to be things that passionate sports fans and soccer fans are really going to appreciate and want to be a part of. And then just the community events, between our players going out into the community and doing, hundreds of player appearances during the summer, whether it's free clinics, attending events, with local charity organizations, doing kicking and reading programs. All of that's going to continue year two, just like it did year one. And then, at the end of the day, this is about, community support. And so, we have very inexpensive ticket prices. So, we call it family friendly pricing, affordable corporate entertainment options. Season seats include a free jersey, which is a custom made jersey out of Europe that, has Houston on the front, and other great sponsors that are embellished on the jersey. That's free, a $75 jersey with your $100 season seat. And so individual tickets will go on sale probably 4 weeks out from the first match. So we're a couple weeks away from that. We'll be announcing the stadium soon, some other great promotions, incredible partners, and we can't wait to bring the community together through great beer and great soccer this summer.
Eleni, a lot of events leading up to that opener May the 17th, including you had tryouts last month. Coach Teach was in town at Scofflaw. You had a Meet the Coach event. Just talk about some of the other events leading up to May the 17th that you're going to have around town that fans can get excited about?
Yeah, so we're going to start. I mean, you guys will see us at all the soccer fields on the weekends. So be on the lookout for us. Come and talk to us about this upcoming season. And then we're going to be hosting a couple happy hours, all family-friendly events leading up to the season. So we'll do a kickoff event, an official kickoff event. We'll do a couple watch parties for other games going on, as we know this sport is growing and we all love to watch games. So we're just going to watch other games together. And then we will have some other stuff ready to announce soon. But season ticket holders will be able to pick up their jerseys in person. You'll be able to buy some gear year-round all around the place. So if you can't go online and buy your gear, stay tuned and look at our social media because we'll have pop-up shops all over the place.
Well, I am excited. May the 17th against Tennessee SC, and we'll have an announcement later that we'll find out where exactly that game is going to be held. Eleni, Hitch, thank you so much for being on Columbus United FC Soccer Talk. Hoping to have more of these as the season gets closer and closer to the start. And I'm just excited that Georgia Alabama Sports Live is the official broadcast partner and can't wait to be on the call.
Thank you. We're really excited.
Well, thank you. We're excited to work with you.
All right. That is one of the owners of Columbus United FC, Michael Hitchcock, also known as Hitch, and the general manager of Columbus United FC, Eleni Hitchcock. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Columbus United FC Soccer Talk. Hope everybody has a great rest of your day, and we will see you next time.